Hey guys, it's Blair, the Love Guru from loveguru.net and thealiennetwork.com. Just want to let you know that the latest issue of Truth News, the April 20, it's actually the April 24th issue 2022, It Was All a Dream, is out now. That makes me want to sing a little hip hop, but it's not, I guess that's coming through now. It Was All a Dream. That's what the issue is called, April 24th issue 2022. In this issue, I am talking about from 3D to 5D. Is this really a thing? The disintegration of the Matrix Part 2, because I had originally written about the disintegration of the Matrix. I think it was back in April or June of last year. You're going to see I have been correct predicting all of this that's been happening. So we're just continuing that because I'm amazing. Just sharing it with the world. I have a section titled How Our Mind Works. Let's revisit COVID, why food shortages, inflation, cyber, Polygon, and other bullshit won't affect you. Mind discipline. The universe will show you it's all crumbling now, and healed individuals leading the way. So, in case you're new to Truth News, this is a publication that I started writing. I'm the editor in chief of it as well. I started writing, I think it was a year ago. I started it in 2021, maybe a year and a half ago. Not right. I don't have the dates in front of me right now. But the way that this online publication came about was because when this whole scam first started, I was connecting to a lot of my contacts in the media. And I'm a published writer and I'm a published author. A published writer means that I have been published in mainstream magazines, publications. And I have a lot of contacts in the media field. People in media really like me. I really like them. I've worked in the media. I've worked in TV for several years, and I've always had a love for TV. But obviously, when all this was going down, different characters were involved with the scam, and a lot of us have gotten really jaded as far as what's happening. I tend to believe that not not everybody is really aware of what's going on. They are just under programming. They're brainwashed. So I was still putting myself out there and offering to be writing articles to educate the masses as far as what was going on, because one of my gifts is to write and also to educate and to help heal and do it on a mass scale. So I had worked through whatever fears and anxieties I had about being out in the forefront, even though I knew if my material was put in a mainstream publication that I would probably get some pushback. But I still did it. I still followed my heart and my soul, and I did my divine mission by putting myself out there, at least taking steps to it. Now, as you can probably imagine, a lot of these publications um, were not interested, and some were, but then I guess a little birdie was talking in their ear, um, telling them, no, this is not a good idea, maybe off brand or what for them. So, what came out of that was it could have been looked at as, oh, well, I feel rejected and this is a childhood wound that I'm still working on. And I could have gone through that. But instead, my star brother Zeke, who's a high vibrational reptilian alien from the star system Sirius, and I'm from Sirius too. Maybe you are too. Nice seeing you again. Maybe you don't know where you're from. Maybe you don't realize that you're from a star system too. But in any event, Zeke kept telling me for quite some time, even before I approached these publications, he was telling me, you start your own publication, you write for yourself, you write for your people. And I wasn't doing it for several months, several weeks, several months. It was just something, an idea that was percolating in my mind. And then the day came that I was like, okay, we're going to do this. And we're calling it Truth News. And I started writing and I started loving it. And I started getting all these downloads as far as what was really going on in this world, things that you don't hear other people talking about in the community. And I was able to write down my predictions, which, let me tell you, I've been a psychic. Well, let's say it this way. I've been an intuitive my whole life. I've been psychic my whole life. But like many of us, we have wounding around that we have to work through, clear, heal. So I didn't step into my power of being an intuitive until years later. And in writing this publication and seeing how things developed over the weeks and months and years that followed, because we're already 2.5 years, 2.5 years into this scam that's been going on. And for me to be able, so I have never been one of those psychics that say, hey, I do predictions. I am sort of anti predictions because I've had many readings over the years that psychics have given me, fellow psychic mediums have given me, and then the things didn't come true. And I was really cranky about it that none of these predictions came true. And I was just really, again, crabby and upset and mad at the world and mad at, my spirit family or whatever. I just thought the whole thing was garbage. And when I work with private clients, I don't make predictions. I don't do that. I just guide them. Usually people are off their path a bit, and I guide them to align with truth, which when you're aligned with truth, you're on the highest path for your life. So you want to be in alignment with that. You want to be on the truth timeline. So I guide my clients I help them clear out of the illusions, like how to step out of that and how to get into their power, things to say, and what to journal about, what to process about. And it bumps them automatically to a higher timeline just by having the session with me, getting the shifts. Even you listening to this, you're getting shifts, you're getting healing. So that's what I do. And then what happens is they bump up to higher timelines. And it's great. So now, with me writing Truth News over the last year and I guess it's been a year and a half already, is it's given me the ability to put down on paper what I have seen and felt and known for the collective. And then as time went by, I would see certain things happen in the world and I would be like, oh my God, I wrote about this. And that was the amazing thing for me. That was the gift for me, not only bringing it to people who are interested in being ahead of the curve, my fellow Indigo warriors, my awakened warriors who are leaders of the new earth, who lead in truth, honesty, integrity, and for the good of all. Because we're having a shift in our world. We're the ones who are stepping up to, again, be the leaders of the new earth. And so to not only be the gift of not only being able to write and counsel and be this trusted advisor to fellow indigos, but also fellow leaders of this new earth was such an honor, has been such an honor and a privilege and a gift. But then also on top of that, to see how, hey, you know what, Blair, you actually do predictions. You actually can do predictions. Actually, the things that you are seeing and knowing and feeling that are coming for this world are correct. So that has been an amazing experience. And I stepped away from doing truth news a bit. I moved and I was kind of done with the whole conspiracy stuff and the truther stuff and all this garbage, paying attention to this. But it's been in my mind for a week or two or so. It was like, go write another issue. Go share the things that you've been getting downloaded with. And that's what I did. So that's out in this week's, I guess it is this month since it's already April 24th, in this month's issue of Truth News, talking about all these things that are coming our way. Again, when you are reading Truth News, this is not a newspaper that, first off, is filled with garbage written by unconscious people who don't have a ding dong as far as what's actually happening in the world, but they're just regurgitating either what they're told to say or what they've been programmed to say. That's not this. It's also not a regurgitation of what you see in the crevices of the internet where truthers hide out in shame because we're not allowed in other places. It's not that either. It's filled with, when you're reading it, first off, you sit there with your journal and you're thinking about the things that I share with you. You're receiving healing energy from what I write, and you're receiving downloads and activations to your soul. And this is not something that you have to be aware of what's happening in your mind. You don't have to be conscious of it, but you do have to be conscious when you're reading it. Each issue of Truth News is anywhere from 6 to 9 pages. You sit with it. You read each section, you think about each section, you journal about it, and then for the week that follows, you think about the things. You see how things shift in your life by thinking about them, by seeing what downloads you get. This is not about me being the source for you. This is me being a catalyst for you, sharing this information, activating you. Then you sit with it and you get downloads from source, your higher self, yourself, to see how you're guided, to see what's specific with your gift, to see what's specific having to do with your mission in the world. All right? That's the beauty. That's the gift, the many gifts that Truth News brings to you. So, if you would like to read an issue or many issues, and I do encourage you to really start from the beginning, it has nothing to do with, oh, well, we're already past, March 2021. I think that's when I started it, writing it. It has nothing to do with, hey, we're past that date and I already know this or that's going to happen. No, you're reading it to get the energy. You're reading it to get to a more advanced level. Unfortunately, many people in this truther community, as well as in the spiritual community, is not that advanced. And I'm sorry about that. It might sound egoish to you, it might trigger you. And if it does, then that is something that you have to work out within yourself. I am totally fine within myself saying that. I know it's true. I've spoken with enough spiritual teachers and enough healers, and I've seen enough people in this truther community, and I just don't see it. I don't feel it. There's very few people that are at a higher level that have done the work that I guide people in doing. And it is the core work of healing your mental, emotional, and childhood wounds, all the ways you've been programmed by your family, friends, society, and media. And we are the ones who are being appointed into these power positions in this world. And that happens naturally, yes, but it also happens because every single day we step into our higher selves. Every day we walk the walk. Every day, what is it? We walk our talk. I think that's the saying. So, and it's about truly stepping into your power. The other day, well, this was actually several days, it was actually a couple months ago. I was listening to this one guy who's a spiritual teacher, and I like his teachings. and he's a fellow star seed as well. And I get activations from him too. And I thought that he was very aware of this whole scam because he will allude to it here and there, but he doesn't talk about it, okay? It's my mission to be talking about this and educating people about it and connecting the dots for people as far as to understand fully what's going on, as well as to understand the spiritual perspective, as well as understand the psychological perspective. Because I'm trained as a marriage and family therapist, as well as being a spiritual master. So, I really enjoy the New World Order teachings and trainings. I enjoy them. I love them. I've gone through many periods of my life as far as years obsessing about it because, and not obsessing the way other people you see will do as far as in fear or as far as it being entertainment to them. I am connecting with my higher self and getting downloads because I have always played a key role when this has gone on over the years. And maybe you have too. Again, being an indigo warrior, we're here to be assisting and shifting this world. And it's not just on a surface level thing, it has very specific things to do with the corruption that's going on now. So anyway, I was listening to this guy speak, and I thought he was fully aware of this scam that's been going on. And yet, two things. I saw that he traveled, which means that he wore this special diaper on one's face, which I would never do. Which, again, if you fully understand what's going on, you would never do. If you were fully in your power, you would never do. And he was doing that. He has gone on a trip as far as on a plane. The other aspect of it is the one video I was watching, and I've watched many videos, but I'm talking about the one, is I heard him reaching out, calling out to Alexa while he was on recording this video with, again, spiritual teachings. When I see things like that, it's not someone who's in alignment. It's not someone who really understands what's going on. So I'm not saying this to put down someone or what. I'm talking about how they're not in alignment with me. They're not in alignment with the people who I see as stepping up as leaders in this new earth and that are here to really be shifting it, because the people who are here to really be shifting the world have to know really well what's going on, what the problems are, why they're the problems. And I'll tell you for sure, they're not hooked up to fucking Alexa and they're not hooked up to the fucking diaper on the face. Okay? And again, this is just one example, but I see a lot of spiritual people who have co-signed on the scam. I also see a lot of truthers who have co-signed on the scam because the other activities that they're doing or watching or waiting for or whatever. And I talk about this stuff in Truth News. So when you're reading this, you're getting these downloads to be shifting yourself, to be doing the work. Yes, it's a lot of work. Yes, it's like a full-time job. That's what you do. That's what you do. How bad do you want to be doing your mission in this world? You don't have to do your mission in this world. You'll just come back next lifetime doing the mission, trying to do your mission again. This is stuff that I talk about in How Aliens Put Me into Power. This is information I got from Zeke, who's my star brother. You just keep coming back and back and back again until you can fully be in your power and do your mission. I am here to help you do your mission now. But first, you have to do the clearing work so that you get into your power. Truth News is a way that you can do it. My books is another way that you can do it. Both of them will help you. You really should do both of them. So that's it. You can get Truth News at thealiennetwork.com. Click on Truth News, and I will see you there. Bye-bye.